Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1042 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about deep fakes. Wow, deep fakes. You see them all the time. Sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're too real and can be troublesome. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hope you didn't miss episode 1041. That was no bumper stickers. That was an idea of whether you should put your persona out of what you believe on certain issues to your business public and see if it helps you or hurts you. So it makes you think about certain things you should do or you shouldn't do, but it's your decision what you want to do. All right, that was 1041. Anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. All right, pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free. Get version 3.0 because that's the latest version. And also check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com and my school at imtcva.org, certified to operate by SCHEV, the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia. But you don't have to be in Virginia because it's distance learning, and it's quality distance learning, and you will have a highly in-demand skill in as little as 6 months, and you won't be paying for your education until you're 90 years old. In fact, I saw this comedian. He's 90 years old. He's funny as crap. He said one of his jokes was, I just got done paying my student loans off. So there you go. That doesn't happen when you're in my school. All right. So deep fakes. Well, what are they? Well, they're AI that alters videos and replaces faces and can do bodies and all kinds of stuff. And the quality is improving like crazy. Now, I'm going to give you a place where you can try to just play with it for fun. But at the current time, it takes a lot of time and money to do really good ones. And like I said, some are positive, some are negative. In fact, some are both. It's like, for instance, Hollywood is using deep fakes, the technology of deep fakes, for instance, to de-age people like Harrison Ford in the 2023 Indiana Jones movie. Made him look a lot younger. All right, so that was, of course, he agreed to it, and everybody's happy, right? But I think Disney or somebody's getting sued because they're using actors' likenesses that are dead and with no royalties or anything to anybody. So they're getting sued over that. So it's a lot of pluses and minuses. I'm happy for you to use deep fakes for entertainment purposes. Some of the things are just hysterical. They're obviously fake for entertainment and be funny. Awesome. Great. But some of them are being used to harm people by making them look like, I'll tell you, some of the things they do later. But so it's like most things, it can be used for good or bad. And I'm going to give you some ways to recognize currently. I say currently because the technology is getting so good. If you listen to this 6 months from now, it might be impossible to tell the difference unless you're a forensic analysis guy or girl or something. I don't know. All right. So how can these things be dangerous? Now, first of all, I'll back up a minute. If you're using this for entertainment, I'm all for it. You could make YouTube channels that get millions of views over this, make a lot of money on it, and not cause any trouble or obviously be fraudulent by making deep fakes. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go for it. Now, to go do it well currently takes a lot of computing power and knowledge and so forth. But you can pay people to do this too. All right, but on the downside, it can be very dangerous because, even for you, people can show you saying or doing something to discredit you. Maybe it's a business competitor. Maybe it's politicians and stuff. And this is one thing where some of these, I'm still contemplating rolling out my thing, highly educated idiots. this Hakeem Jeffries guy, he's like second in charge. I forget if it's House or Senate. I forget. But so somebody probably Trump trolled him with a thing with a sombrero and a fake mustache. And instead of laughing it off, they made a big, and I'm not even sure what the purpose was for. It could have been like you're sleeping at the wheel on doing this continuing resolution and voting. I don't really know what it was for. But the immediate reaction of this one little stupid deep fake meme basically was screaming about it, making a big deal about it. That is the dumbest thing. These politicians are so fucking stupid. I mean, making the big deal about it just generated hundreds of other ones. All right. So when you don't have a sense of humor, people will just nail you to the wall. All right. And so I'm laughing my butt off because I'm seeing these things over and over again, different ones, super high quality, and using the same theme, the sombrero thing. So again, I don't even know what it's about, but I'm thinking of it as from the perspective of somebody attacks you in supposedly a funny way. Laughing it off is usually better than making a big deal and crying about it, because it just, I mean, he's in worse shape now than those people stuck on Mount Everest. Those hikers are up there stuck on a blizzard. They just keep coming. You just can't take a joke. All right. So if you want to play with this technology, and then I'll tell you how to recognize, some ways currently you can try to recognize a deep fake. Now, if it's funny and obviously crazy, then you don't have to bother with any of these things. But if it's something that appears serious, you might want to look at it a little closer. But anyway, if you want to play with this, there's an app called Face Swap. And you can have fun with it. It's not going to be super high quality, but it still could be a lot of fun. All right. But here's some ways that you can check for deep fakes. And there's just a list of them here. One is the face coloration doesn't really match maybe the arms or other flesh, or doesn't even closely resemble the scene that it's in. So face discoloration. It might be blurry a little bit. Where the face meets the neck. And people have been using this for hundreds of years on pictures, where they Photoshop some celebrity's face on some naked body or something, that kind of stuff. But doing it in video is way more complicated. But where the face meets the neck might be a little weird. Let's say the lighting doesn't match. Maybe there's a big shadow on one place and there should be the same shadow somewhere else and it's not there. Those kinds of things. You really have to look close on these things. Maybe the sounds don't match up. See, on funny ones, on purpose, the sound might sound like chipmunks or something. Who knows, but the sounds that don't match up. And then here's a really specific one that I was reading about, is that a normal person blinks their eyes once every 2 to 10 seconds. That's just a big average. And for some reason, and currently in the deep fakes, people are blinking either way more or way less. And so it's suggested that you see, go for 10 seconds or 20 seconds and see how many eye blinks there are. And if it's really outside of what a normal human does, then that could be a deep fake. All right. And then none of these, I don't think any one of these can say for sure if something is a deep fake. But this kind of scrutiny is really only important on ones that are trying to hurt somebody else, or trying to be fraudulent, or trying to do testimonials, fake testimonials for an inferior product. That's when you really want to dig in and look closely on this stuff. But for the entertainment ones, I just look at them as fun. I mean, both sides of the political aisle are doing it. Nobody's got any kind of lock or on this, but some of them are just hysterical. So anyway, that's a little bit about deep fakes. They can be used for good or bad. You can make a lot of money if you decide to jump into this and make funny ones and get loads of views and get them to go viral and get millions of views and so forth. So that's a way to make money with it. But on the other side is I want you to be more critical when you see one, if it's something that's going to influence you to do something or to not do something. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check out my school, imtcva.org, and you get a scholarship to the school if you're in my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and you can gift it to someone in your life you love and you want to give them a legacy gift that's going to pay them off for years to come. It would be a great thing. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll catch you all in the next episode. See you later.